All right. Please, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
All right, all right, all right. So I welcome you all to the last day of Data Dash, and I'm very sure that during the first 4 days or the first 5 days thereabouts, we've learned so much about how to handle a data analysis project, from understanding any project or any problem from the business perspective itself, what the as in business require, and also as in following a framework which we defined in the first class, DDED framework of analyzing data. Then from there, we move on to how to import, how to clean a data in Google Sheets or using Excel, how to remove duplicates, and how to perform some basic functions in Excel, like use of if statements. Then afterward, we ingested our data into MySQL using the load in file statements. Then afterward, we move on to the Power BI dashboarding of a thing. Even though for the Power BI of a thing, we only sketch the wireframe in the first day. That is the prototype over here that we can see. Then due to some glitches yesterday, I was unable to come online for the, even though I came online, but my system crashed by the way. So I just have to find the means to rectifying that. So we sketched something like this. Then afterward, I forwarded this to the group that we can modify it to our own taste and see what we can do of it. Dashboarding, as we made earlier, as we said earlier on, it's very key vital for a data analyst. Just imagine all your queries you've written in your MySQL, all your data cleaning processes you've undergone on your Excel and everything. What we show that, okay, it's as in what you show the end goal or the end results, or what you bring all those hard work into play is how your dashboard is being presented, as in your dashboard is being presented. Just imagine, dashboard is just like it's a metaphor that is being as in borrowed from, let's say, car dashboard by itself. We all know car dashboard. On the car dashboard, we see the speedometer, you see the level of, as in level of oil, level of petrol. If there's any, maybe anything around the engine that is disturbing it, there will be some things that it will be flashing, that you indicators like that. So the summary of all the complexity inside a car or inside a motor is being displayed on the dashboard, where to go directly without as in complicating the issue. Likewise, as a data analyst, also your dashboard has to communicate the real business goal directly without any external guide. Your dashboard, whenever you present your dashboard to the stakeholder must know how to navigate through it without you being being there or intervening. Is that clear? So this is just like my own templates, which you can modify everything like that. The key KPIs that we made mention of, these are them. Even though this is just a template, you might have your own values and everything slightly different, but regardless of that, it's still important. Likewise, we have the title, which country buys from us, how much do we make per month. This one, okay, I did not give the title for this table over here. We can also say, okay, in terms of recency, frequency, and monetary, who are those our top 10 customers or top 5 customers? Then how many customers do we have per segment? So all these questions over here, they are more straightforward for a navigator or anybody that is interacting with your dashboard to comprehend that, okay, this particular part of the dashboard, this is what it's answering. This is the question it's answering. So I like putting my headings in terms of questions. That's why you see the patterns here. Which country buys most from us? How much do they this? How many? Blah 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 like that. And looking at this second pane of the second part, you see the filters. We have the segments. There you have several segments, even though there's some mistake here. Instead of me putting all this in white, it's supposed to be in black. So the segments is there. Then the countries also, they're also there like that. Then likewise the dates regarding each month, and they're interactive. When you click on this, you can see the numbers of customers here and there like that. And you can also reset this back to the initial, as an initial position by simply hold on Control, then click on reset. So that's just little about the dashboarding of a thing. Are we all done with our dashboard, please? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, ma, are you done with your dashboard, please?
Okay, so I haven't cleaned it up like this. I just did
Okay.
the initial. I'm not feeling too well, so I wasn't really able to do much today.
Sorry.
Mm.
Okay. So, however, I will, as in, enjoy us to be, as in, to be fast with that anytime, as in sooner. So today, our goal for today, let me just map it out quickly because we are, as in, our time is already fast spent, is to talk about Git and GitHub and how to present our data sets, as in how to present our data projects using the star framework. Then afterward, we'll talk about the IDAB Bootcamp itself. Bootcamp. So moving with the first over here, that is Git and GitHub. I know some of us here who might have heard about something about Git and GitHub, especially in maybe in software engineering, or anybody that has done maybe anything related to that before, maybe front end or back end of a thing. So we're talking about Git. Git is just a version control system. It's a version control system. It helps you track changes in your code. Just imagine how many of us have used as in Google Sheets before, Google Docs before? Anyone? Google Docs.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, exactly the way you use Google Docs, in which you can edit, you can track the changes that you made on your file by going to the, I think is a revert button or something like that. Let's say you've been typing on Google Docs for, let's say, 3 hours ago. It will be tracking your changes. It tracks your changes every minute, let's say every 30 minutes or thereabouts, depending on how it's been set. And aside that, many people, more than one person, can work on the same Google Docs as in documents. I can be typing on the document, and you also might be typing on that same document without any conflict. As in, it's enhanced collaboration. You can collaborate on it. Likewise, you can also revert back to the previous version. You can also go back to the previous version. Let's say you realize that after you've typed for a while, you realize some mistakes and you want to go back. Maybe you realize the mistake in the evening and you want to go back to those as an adjustments you've made in the morning. You can simply revert back to that morning time on Google Docs. However, Git is also like Google Docs, but in this sense, we are talking about code here, not documents. They are somehow similar in that sense of tracking changes, but tracking changes of codes or files over time. Then likewise, in terms of collaboration also, you can collaborate with each other without overwriting each other's work. Then likewise, for you to revert back to previous version, Git can also achieve that. Please, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Hello? All right. So that is what Git is all about. Git is the tool itself that we use to achieve all this tracking, collaboration, and reverting back. It's a tool. Take notes. This is a tool that we do use to achieve tracking back, collaboration, and going back. However, GitHub is a platform that uses Git to achieve all this all these outlines. Think of GitHub as a platform. There are many platforms in which they use Git aside GitHub themselves. So GitHub is a popular as in one of the widest as in platform for Git. So in GitHub is a cloud-based as in platform. It lets you store your Git repository. You can share them also online with people. You can also work on the same project together with as in collaboration with people and everything like that. And the interface looks like this. Let me go to that side. Here is how GitOps looks like. Let me click on the home page. So you have overview. Okay, here's the home page for Git. If you don't have an account, you can simply as in create one so that you can share your projects with people online and everything like that. So here is mine, and here is how it looks like. As in, here's how the project's interface looks like. So there you have different repository. Think of repository just like your folders that you have on your system that you save some files inside. So here are some of my repository I have. So inside, let's see, maybe for instance, this particular one. If you click on it, you see what's as in those things that are inside. These are the files that are inside my repository, and this what all these things are all about. You have readme files and everything like that. So you can save files on it. So coming back to this project, let me walk you through how you can save your file after opening account, signing up on GitHub specifically, how you can as in save your file so that anybody that needs to as in to go into your dashboard, you can simply share a link, the link as in the GitHub link with them. You know, Power BI is quite different from Tableau in the sense that Tableau has an open, as in just like an open source. You can simply share the link to your dashboard directly on your, as in on Tableau. However, for Power BI, even though Power BI also have its clouds as in base, you can directly share it without having some organization accounts to open your Microsoft account and everything like that. So, but you can simply leverage GitHub for that. So for us to do that, let's simply come here. This particular part of, okay, this particular add button, click on it, then new repository. Repository is just like a folder that you save your files inside or your code inside. So click on new repository and you see something like this. You can name it, let's say data dash, the name of the, as in the name of the repo. Let's say this is data dash. So from there, we can make it public. Public means that anybody can access your file online. When you make it private, that means you are the only person or anybody that you grant us access to can access your file. Then add a README file. README file is just like a walkthrough file in which anybody that come into your publicly displayed dashboard, it can comprehend, okay, this is what this dashboard is doing, this is what it's doing, and everything like that. So that's why I check mark this add README file just like a guideline. Then afterward, just click on create a repository. And your repository will be created. As you can see, here is the repository we just created, the folder. So the file that we are aiming to add is that our dashboard, right? Just click on add file. Although this is the simplest method of as in interacting with Git, as in GitHub, I'm showing. The other parts of it's as in you work with it on terminal, you do your git push, git add, git commit, and the likes. But we are not going there today. We are just using the basic one that will be useful for us for our project now. So click on upload files. And then you can choose the file from your file as in where you download it to. So let's say downloads. Here's the file over here. I have it. Then click on open. The file will be as in uploaded here. After a while, click on this commit changes. And there you go. As you can see, here is now our new Power BI as in file. So I can simply share this link with you guys and you can access it as in the live link. You can simply access it directly. Let me just paste it here. So without as in going any as in extra mile, you can simply as in access what it's inside the as in the account and everything like that. So this README file, you can also type some basic information about what it entails. inside this data dash, let's say, okay, this is a practice. This is a practice. Just something like this randomly. Then you commit the changes and it shows up commit changes. And that will be edited. It will be updated. As you can see, this is a practice. Let me show you a vivid as an example of that from one of my repo to see how it's been structured and everything. Let's say, can I see any other projects there? Say this project, for instance, this Lagos State rooftop solar panel. Here's the file, and here's the README. As you can see, the README, for somebody that is just coming to this my space for the first time, that person can have a holistic view on what this project is all about. This Lagos State rooftop solar panel stuff. This is the Power BI file. This is the Jupyter Notebook file. There are some map that I used in the project, so using some GeoJSON, TopoJSON files like that, so you can simply check through it. So you can read it from here that, okay, this project analyze Lagos State rooftop, this, using these tools, Python, GeoJSON, and Power BI, and its process. The data set is about 1.5 million rows, blah, 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 and everything. The project overview, as in the tools and technology used, then the project demo. I encourage us that whenever you do a project, let's try to do a short video, maybe a 2-minute or 3-minute video that shows what we've done inside the project. This gives us that skill of communicating our insights. And mind you, communicate your insights in such a way that somebody that is not technical in data analysis can understand. Don't say all those jargons that you know that somebody that is not that deep dive in data analysis won't understand. You can't be presenting to somebody that is non-technical in data analysis and be saying, okay, I filter it using the filter, this, then I ingested it using the loading file, then I created the database using this. No. Talk with respect, relevant with what they need, with respect to how will it improve the business, as in the business aspects. You understood? That's why we talked about, as in the first day of the challenge, we discussed heavily about business impact. Imagine I'm a CEO of a company. I employed you as a data analyst. Then when you're presenting to me, you are talking about one kind statistic, as in knowledge that I have no knowledge of. That's okay. When I did it was a bell curve of a normal curve. Then the Poisson distribution was distributed between -1 and +1. Who knows? Who cares? You understood? So you have to come in through the business angle, merging with your own knowledge of what analysis. Then you can shine as a data analyst in your organization. You just don't combine, as in put tools alone in place. You have to put the knowledge, as in the business knowledge itself, also in place. Is that clear? So that's just the little on that. So our endure is that whenever we are done with our dashboard, let's do, even if just a minute video on what it entails. An example of that, how it goes, it's on this, as in you can check my YouTube channel. Yeah, Inside Data Academy YouTube channel. There are some projects like that I did that I just put under a playlist, as in I think projects, portfolio, or something like that. So you have an overview of how to present your data, as in to stakeholders, without employing all these jargons of a thing in there. So let's proceed. That's that about that. Then how will you now present these projects itself using the STAR framework? STAR framework, it's a very popular framework that is being used almost everywhere that you can think of, whether in data analysis, whether in an interview. Yeah, in an interview, you can also leverage this framework to answer questions. And what does it entail? It's just an acronym for STAR. This S over here stands for situation. Situation. This T stands for task. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
All right. This T stands for task. Why this A stands for action. And finally, R stands for results. You can employ this framework in presenting your portfolio, as in presenting your portfolio project, I mean. You can also use it in an interview, but here we are simply using it in a portfolio project. What does this first S stands here for? What do we mean by situation? Situation is just simply to describe the business problem itself. What is happening? What problem does the business have? Is as in maybe sales is dropping by, let's say, 20%, as in your company discovered that okay, their sales is dropping by 20% of a thing. That's the problem. That is the situation on ground. It might be negative, it might be positive. You understood? So then afterward, you move on to the task. You present, okay, this particular project I'm working on, let's say RFM analysis. Google merchandise store discovered that their customer is increasing with this so percent. That's the business problem itself. That is the situation. Then afterward, the task. Under this task, you explain your specific objective and your own role. Which role as a data analyst? What as in you've discovered that okay, this is the problem at in hand, or problem in question. What question were you charged with to answer? Let's say you are working in a bigger firm in which we have several departments, the analyst department, the data engineer departments, the data science department, and everything, even though they are still under data stuff. When you are working in team, which role was ascribed to you? Okay, my role in solving this challenge is to find out how this increments, blah, 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 like that. You all get it right. Then afterward, the action taking. How do you provide solution to all this as in tax? How do you overcome how do you provide solution to the tax given to you? Then finally, the result, what's the outcome? So if you can structure your outline, as in your project outline in this format, it should be very, very interesting for anybody reading it. Let's take, for instance, you submitted a resume and you presented some of your projects as in all of your project portfolio in this using this framework. For any HR or any recruiter reading it, it will be more easier for him to understand what is happening, because you started with what this is the problem I use this project to solve. The task that I was given, or I gave myself, I set out for myself, is this, and these are the actions I took to overcome those challenges as in the task itself, and this is the result I got. Whether after I've analyzed it, I see that okay, this my results can lead to, let's say, 5% increments in maybe the salary or in the ROI of the company, blah blah blah, like that. Is that all clear, please? Are we together?
Sir, the network went off for some time. So the last thing I heard was, so let's move to tax. It just came on now.
Okay. Please, can you also confirm from your end, please? Yes, ma. Are you there?
Yes, I can hear you. I was able to hear everything.
Okay, that means that it's from your end. No worries, the meeting is being recorded, so you can still listen to that, because we are trying to beat against time. This is almost 10 o'clock, please. All right, can we progress, please? An example of that, let me just show us an example of how a portfolio project looks like. Let me see if I can simply open this. Let me just check through. I think, yeah, something like this. Use my portfolio website as an example here. Can you all see this, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's taking some time to load. I just want to use at least let us see as in a real life example of how things are done before moving to the next part. So here's the for my portfolio website. Just don't mind all these parts for now. We are coming majorly to the projects itself, the project parts. Yeah. Take for instance, let us just take this guy as an example. Let's click on read more. And this is my my Medium link for publishing all these stuffs. So using the star framework, here is the situation on ground that I described in this first in this first paragraph. That's what is really happening. There's depression is real, especially, and it has some high statistic, especially in colleges, in our universities. Here's the statistic from LD Minds as a study that published that 44% of college students report depression symptoms, blah, 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 like that. That's the problem. For this first paragraph, when you read it all through, I'm just trying to buttress, as in portrait, what the problem is all about. Then afterward, let me walk you through it. Okay, this is just the video demo of how it looks like. Then afterward, the tax itself, I explain it over here. That's okay. I use these data sets, blah blah blah. Then this, and the action in which I took to clean the data set and everything, I explained it here. That after handling the missing value, I discovered this. So all these parts of the project are just some of the findings that I've done, that I performed on the data set and everything. Then afterward, okay, this is also part of the process, is building the model and everything like that. Then afterward, deployments. Then yeah, deployments. That's the okay. I think I summarized the results also over here when I was concluding inside this part. When you read it through, this is just like a short demo. Then afterward, the limitation of my findings and everything, I try to because every model, especially in, let's say, in data science field, they can never be 100% accurate. So they must have some lapses and some use case and everything. So I discuss the limitations and everything like that. Yeah, like that. So likewise, any of my project that I've done, that's how I do, map it out. Like anyone that you can just see on my on my project or everything. So that's why I do discuss everything out using that STAR framework of a thing to make it more more clear to anybody that is going through my portfolio or going through my resume, whether I'm applying for a job or anything like that. So I will employ us to do that also, to open our GitHub account if you have none, and likewise for us to have a project website to display all these things. You know, we're in all this as in 21st century, everything that's, if you are selling anything or if you are marketing anything without you having a space online, your business is nowhere to be found. Because if you tell me something like this, the first thing that will come to my mind is to search that thing online. That okay, does it exist? And if they search your name and everything and they can't find it online, it's approximately not existing. I'm very sure that all of us here were on LinkedIn, right? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm on LinkedIn.
yeah, that's good. That's good. So all this, any projects or your learning process, publish it, put it out there. Let people know what you are doing. Don't be shy of your skill. That's okay. I'm a data analyst. This is what I'm learning for now. Or this is a project I've worked on, or this project I'm working on currently. Post things. Let people know, let people find you. If I type your name on Google, will it bring something up, or will it just bring a random, a random fellow? So we have to be cognizant of that. You can try it tonight. Type your name on Google and let's see what it will bring out. You understood? So you have to have that online presence. Like this project, for instance, that we just concluded, put it on LinkedIn, tag Inside Data Academy, at least for more visibility for us also, because we are only about like 40 something members thereabouts. So we still need some people in our platform for visibility and everything. Tag us, tag your learning explain your learning process through, explain what you gain in there is part of it. All those things constitute to your analysis journey. Take for instance, after let's say a year, when you go back to all those stuff, after some improvements, you've worked put effort in your journey on data analysis of a thing, you later realize you just be thanking God that I've improved this, I've improved a lot. Because when you are seeing all those things you are posting, you'll be wondering that does all these things stay relevant? But they count. All those bit by bits experience from here, from there, comes together to form that solid portfolio that you are looking for. So that's what will be, I will enjoy us to open our Git account, upload our dashboard into it, Likewise, we should write, however, whether it's small or not, let's try something on it, post it on LinkedIn. You can tag us also along. So for as in we'll like it and also comment for more visibility also. So that's that about that. Then ending this meeting with the third agenda, which is the IDAP bootcamp.
Sorry,
Yeah,
please, before you go ahead,
yeah,
I need a little bit of clarification on the action part of the STAR approach. Is that
okay.
supposed to talk about the technical aspect of how you handle the project, or what exactly?
Yeah, action. You've set out some task that okay, you want to achieve this. Due from the situation itself, you know, okay, these are the
Yeah,
breakdown of what I want to achieve. How do you overcome it? Take notes. It will be mixture of both tools, as in the technical aspect of the thing itself, and also the business view, or the if you're working with the business world, I mean, and if you're working with academia world, at least you're able to, as in the impact of that, as in how does that add to knowledge? I think that's the term they do use in their, as in their word. So it must bridge these two together, because you don't know the, as in the level of those person that will be reading your, as in your projects, whether they are
yeah,
technically dre or they are just business oriented fellow. If they're business oriented fellow, it's there for them to read. And if they're also two, as in two driven fellow, it's also for them to read. Take for instance, your paper or your resume pass through, let's say, the head of data analyst in a particular organization. That person, aside him looking at the business part of a thing, we want to look at your technical. Are you grounded technically? Can you use all these tools effectively? Because as a data head, he knows what's, as in do's and nots, and how to use all these tools, and as in how to maneuver all these tools. So definitely, when you are doing, as in when you are writing your action parts, let it contain both tools, the tools you used, and what you achieve with the tools, and the business, how it affects, how it will affect the business, even though that will later transgress back to this result of a thing. Does that answer your question,
oh,
please?
yes, thank you very much.
All right, all right, all right. You're welcome. So finally for today, we'll be discussing about the IDAB Bootcamp. Some of us might be wondering at what is IDAB. IDAB is just an acronym for Insight Data Analyst Bootcamp. That is the bootcamp by Insight Data Academy. Here is the landing page. You can simply, as in, visit it on our website. Let me simply post it here. You can simply, as in, visit it on our website. This particular bootcamp, as you all know, I was discussing it with, I think, Toby before you, as in, you entered to the call. Mostly, majority, as a data analyst, especially in this part of the world that we are, in terms of structured learning, we do lack it. Structured learning says that having a path that you'll be following and you'll be tracking your progress from that, okay, I've learned this, after this is the next line of action. We do just pick all chunks of YouTube videos here and there, all chunks of webinars here and there, as in for learning sake. I've been there before, so we have the experience. That's okay. You do this small, then they will say, okay, there's one free 7 days, this, you go there again. There's one free non-paid internship for this, you go there, just as in unstructured way of learning. Let me just put it in that way. IDAB basically provides solution to that. How can you be a data analyst that will contribute value to any organization in which you find yourself, whether in the business world, whether in the academia world, whether in the, as in, tech world, any niche or any industry that you can think of. And for you to achieve that grind, or to achieve that knowledge, you have to be grounded in some basic parts of, as in, of data analysis. Basic part in the sense that you have to be grounded in terms of technical wise, and in terms of understanding how to manage a project. Take for instance, you just got a project. How will you start? Will you just bog into your Excel or something and start typing and, as in, stuff like that? How will you handle a project? This particular 4 months bootcamp handles everything for us. And another thing that we do encounter as a beginner, or as an or intermediate as in data analyst is that hands-on. In terms of hands-on, we lack that. Not that we are lagging in terms of resources. There are plenty of resources on as in on YouTube, thousands or millions of them. But we are only following what thinking process or the thinking process of the YouTuber himself or the tutor that is handling it on YouTube. Let's say end-to-end projects on SQL. End-to-end from A to Z of that particular project, you just be following that as in that YouTuber, what he did, how he ran a code. If yours doesn't as in maybe run one kind query like that, and you are as in you are encountering some bug on your own, it's another problem for you. You just be thinking that he ran it and my own is not running. Why? The progress in which that fellow used to handle his project A to Z, the thinking process behind it, you are less concerned about it. You are just concerned about the two. So IDAB will teach us learning by doing. Every project that you'll be handling here, let me just as in scroll to the curriculum to see how it is being as in structured. Any project you'll be doing here, it won't be 100% guided. It will have some part in which you two will be given as in maximum liberty to try things out, how things works. And that's the best way to learn, trust me. Whenever you are doing something and you're encountering one kind as in stress or one kind, let's say, as in bug to call in technical word, or let's say some errors like that, that's the best way to what you will discover that you learn more from those kind of scenario. Something that have stressed you before you get it. Whenever that thing comes up again, you'll be more as in to solve the problem won't be as in you solve the problem with ease. So for this particular bootcamp, we are focusing on three things basically. It's a project-based learning. It's not all this our normal English here and there. I call them English actually, as in theories. I mean, that's okay. Excel, what is Excel? Nothing like that here. The person that comes to learn analysis, at least to some basic extent, he knows that okay, Excel has rows and column, at least to some extent. Project-based learning. In IDAB, we tackle real industry data projects every week. All our learning throughout these 4 months is project-based. And aside that, our curriculum, you can just as in glance through it over here, but time won't permit for me as in to scan through that. It's also beginner friendly. We have a beginner friendly curriculum. Some might be thinking that how will I as in start all this thing? I'm new to tech. I've never written a line of query or a line of code. I'm afraid of Python or these stuff like that. It's a beginner friendly. We'll take you from the lowest towards to highest in which you are aiming for. Then it's also career focused. We are not just doing any out projects. Each of any project that we are doing is what is focused on a particular career that is being used in a job market. Take for instance, some of our projects that you'll be looking inward to. The first of them is customer response analysis, which pertains to the fintech, to the e-commerce world. They need it to the finance world. Likewise, we have the agricultural crop yield insights using SQL, MySQL precisely. This is related to agri-tech. Farmers, as one of our major problems here, as in this part of the world, it's also how to effectively manage our crops, our farm produce, and everything. How can you leverage these tools and technology of data analysis as in data analysis tools and technology to provide some solution to all those problems? You learn it in that project. Likewise, in Earth Tech, also as in Earthwise, we also do some dashboarding projects related to Earth disease. For someone interested in maybe in Earth sector, that maybe you are wishing that okay, you want to work in an Earth sector, think of as an Earth sector, any place like hospital or this consulting firm, Earth consulting firm and the likes. This project is very good for that. It's really happening there. Then finally, electric power consumption analysis. In this analysis, you're able to know why we're having all this epileptic power supply in Nigeria. Likewise, you leverage some tools like Streamlit. Streamlit, it's quite different from, it's also a dashboarding as in dashboarding too, but quite different from Power BI or Tableau or Google Looker Studio and the likes like that. It's make you write Python as in to visualize any dashboard on Python seamlessly. This might seem some sort of jargons that what is Python about, what is Streamlit about, but trust me, Python is just another tool that you use in your data analysis. Excel can contain about, I think, 0.5 million rows thereabouts or 0.4 million rows thereabouts. So any data sets larger than that is not advisable for you to use Excel. Definitely, you look into maybe SQL or Python. As a data analyst, don't be afraid. Python is a must, and Python is simple, trust me. With IDAB, Python is simple. So those are those 4 basic projects we'll be looking inward to during the 4 months. And as we all know, for those of us that we partook in this particular challenge, that we've done at least 2 tasks out of the 4 tasks given, at least will be entitled to 15% discounts. And I think right from the campaigning of this particular program itself, from the flyers and everything, we've been talking about as in for anybody that shows that dedication throughout that 5 days without as in missing out, coming up to meetings and everything, despite the fact of tight schedules and everything that everybody is undergoing here and there and everything like that. That shows some level of dedication in that person, that this person is willing to learn in a structured format, willing to learn by doing what you want to learn, willing to learn in being a community that is helpful, giving feedback, which you can't find in a YouTube video. It's very rare for you to get access to the YouTuber that is doing a video. But here, mentorship, there is mentorship for you. Anything that you are doing, you will have somebody guiding you through that. Okay, why can't you do it this way? Okay, or let's take, for instance, you are encountering some errors and everything like that. You see somebody that's as an experienced mentor can guide you through that. Okay, this error, I've encountered this severally, and this is how I do provide solution to it. You share that pool of experience, both from your peers and the mentor themselves. And take notes, this is not the first program Inside Data Academy is organizing, that is the 5 days challenge. Previously, in the beginning of the year, precisely February, we started a course like that, even though it's not for pure beginner in data analysis. We call it Portfolitics 1.0. It's for those analysts that are still struggling in building concrete portfolio projects. We did it. It's an 8 weeks program, 2 months program thereabouts. There we bring in some fellows. There we train them on some projects and everything. And trust me, most of them have something now to present on their portfolio, because portfolio, as I'm saying, it lays your hand on the track for you securing any data analysis as an analysis job. Even though there are more things to portfolio, but for you to scale a job, but a stepping stone for you as an entering any job application is for you to present a concrete portfolio. And trust me, inside Data Academy, we don't take that for granted. Part of the curriculum, when you check here, I think this is downward. Yeah. This portfolio of a thing, portfolio site scaffold. How can you build a portfolio? Take, for instance, like this, my portfolio over here. Whenever you log in and you see something like this, at least you'll be pleasing. That will be pleasing for you to see a visual like this. How can you build yours? This is the service I offer. About me, this is who I am. You can contact me. I'm this, I'm that. These are the tools I'm using. These are this and that. So there you'll be taught, you'll be guided how to use all this Streamlit of a thing. You'll be guided on that also, and also how to leverage another thing, interview. How can you you put in all the work by doing a good portfolio, good project and everything. How can you ace your interview? Interview is another thing on its own. So we guide you all through all this job search of a thing in the program. Please, do you have any question before I proceed, please? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Evening.
Okay.
Evening.
Firstly, You said for those who partook in this program, there will be a bonus for them.
Yeah.
Not being stated. I don't know, maybe it's my network. Probably you mentioned it and I'm not.
Okay,
And
here is it.
also,
Can you? Yeah. Continue, please.
okay, I also want to ask, are we going to be working on this 4 project alone for 4 months?
Yeah. Basically, the way we structured the program itself, when you check, let me first answer your first question, please, before coming
Okay.
back to this, this is the as a full sketch of what it entails each week, in weekly base, what you learn and everything. So, but regarding anybody that do data dash challenge, as you can see over here, join data dash, stuff like that. The program itself, it's 300K through. But someone that participated in 5 days data dash as a challenge, that person will have 50% discount of that. That is half of that, 150,000 for that 4 months. If you do the maths, I don't think it's up to 50K per month. And what you gain, trust me, it's more than that. So that's for as in someone that did the data dash challenge. But if not, you'll be paying this 300K for you to learn with us. Then likewise, the quartz, as in the learning is starting by August 5th of next month, as in our full learning course like that. And mind you, one thing we cherish mostly in this Inside Data Academy is quality over quantity. These numbers of seats that is being allotted to this particular program, because this is our first, let me say, it's our flagship program. We still have other program as in coming behind, but for this, it's only 30 seats, 30 students alone, because with our mentors that we have on ground, about, let's say, 3 of them, including me, that I'm the lead instructor, we can only manage this 30 effectively without as in having as in hundreds of numbers and everything, without as in managing them effectively. You know, one thing, there are two different things for you to as in to mentor and for you to teach. If you're just teaching, you can just teach blah blah blah, whether you understood or not, it's less of a concern. But here we teach you the tools that you'll be needing. We'll also be mentoring you on how to leverage these two in securing a better job. Or take for instance, you're in an organization before. How can you leverage those tools in your organization, maybe to secure a promotion, or to at least to have some valuable contribution to the environment you are working, as in the surrounding or the place, your workplace that you're working with. So that's what that it's about. Then coming back to the program itself, is it that this fourth program, these are some of the courses that we are looking up to, like cloud computing for data analysts, even though this is not for as in for pure beginner in data analysis. But at least if you have some basic knowledge on all these tools, how can you leverage cloud as a data analyst? Likewise, data analysis with Python and data scientist bootcamp. But that one aside, coming back to, let me just as in copy the link to this site so that you can, I think I've copied it before. Yeah, you can simply just leverage on this particular link and click on these parts. Where is it? Click here on C curriculum. Just click on C curriculum, then you're able to as in see the breakthrough, as in breakdown, I mean, of each week's. Take for instance, for these first weeks, these are what will be discussed with some deliverable attached to it, with 2 pivot table lookups and data distribution, then with 3 visualization and storytelling in Excel, and the project. Then week 4, that's when you use this k-means clustering to segment your customers and everything like that. So then afterward, week 5 to 8, SQL and embedded AI, because we're in the age of AI now. You cannot just be doing things like that of 19th century or all those as in olden days of a thing. How will you add AI to your workflow as a data analyst? In our as in all through our courses, we try to leverage AI. How can you use all these AI as in AIs out there, all these LLMs? How can you use them to streamline your work? because they are also tools for you to use. As an analyst, you must not be an enemy to, let's say, ChatGPT, Cloudy, and everything. You see them as two. That's why you have to know business aspect of a thing. If you know the business, the knowledge itself, you will have that more advantage of leveraging those tools. Don't see that tools as an enemy for you, or it will take your job, or those ones are just as in, they're just a mite that are here, I will take my job. It's because you yourself, you don't have the knowledge of it, what it takes to do the job. AI will never replace you. It's somebody that knows how to use AI effectively that will replace you. Because AI, it's not living thing. It's not just as in be establishing itself on its own. It's somebody behind, right? So there must be a man in the loop. So definitely, you too also as a data analyst of IDAB, be a man in that loop. As people do say that, oh, instead of AI replacing me or someone as an AI, I too I will replace somebody using my AI knowledge and everything with my business skills and everything. Is that clear? So you can simply just as in go through the curriculum, everything is well spelled out in there on how to as in do all this stuff of a thing. Is there any question or any observation, please, before we round it up, please? Hello?
Okay, so I want to know how the lecture days will be, the schedule, you know.
Okay. Regarding the lectures of a thing, here is the as in is the learning space for the program. It's self-paced program. It's self-paced program. Let me just as in scroll downward to this part. Yeah, this is our LMS. Every week, every Monday of each weeks, the learning materials, the learning videos, the task, that is the deliverables, will be released every Monday of every week. And any deliverables or any tasks that will be given will close Sunday, that is the beginning of another week, the next week. Meaning that within that week, you are on your own, at your own pace, at your own liberty, to take as in all those courses. You can feel that, okay, on Sundays I'm less busy, or on Saturdays or on Fridays I'm less busy. Let me just as in rush through, push through all this, as in claim my logs or my logs on these videos and everything like that, and do my as in my assignments or my deliverables and everything like that. So it's self-paced program one. Then aside that, every weekend, as you can see from here, there will be a Q&A session to clarify any ambiguity or any gray area that you might have met during the weeks. And aside that, within the week, you also have that privilege to to chat us on our Discord account. That's okay. I mentors, I'm having this issue with this particular part of the course and everything. We'll respond to that effectively. So every Mondays, the lecture will be as in, it's just a drip in terms of drip. Every week, each content will be released every week. Take for instance, when you look at the main page over here, for this week one, this is what will be covered. It all starts with data process over tools, grading policy for the assessments. This, then we have some post points. Those are those as in just like evaluations quiz like that. Then after that, we have the deliverable assessments, and also you have some resources also, because you have that as a privilege to explore as you like. That's okay. Aside this that are here, can I still as in have leverage on other resources online that I can still as in everything will be here for you for that. So each week, every content is being released every week. Then we have Q&A session weekends, and also you have that as a support mentor for any question you have. And mind you, as I said earlier on, that this course, so far as you have a computer, you have an internet connection, and you are computer literate, you have no need of any prior coding experience, and you can commit at least 5 to 7 hours in a week, you are good to go. 5 to 7 hours in a week, you are good to go with the course. Does that answer your question, please, ma'am?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
It's all right. Is there any other question? And mind us, if you have maybe someone that is trying to as in break into data analysis or data feed, because whenever I see somebody that's aiming to break into data, I usually as in encourage them to go through the route of analysis first. Even though we knew that there are several parts of data, like we have as in data profession, I mean, we have data analysis, and we have data analysis, we have data science, we have data engineering, as in basically three. Even though we are still having some as in come just let's say I new breed, like all this analytical engineering, which is in between data engineering and data analysis, analytical engineer, AI engineer, and like they have several business analysts like that. So there are several titles like that. If you have anybody that is willing to break into data, I would advise that person to come through data analysis first. At least understand what data is before you apply all this technology on it, or before you start modeling and everything like that. So you can also invite them through, as in through the invite link, as in through the link I pasted in the chat box on the course itself. Whenever they come through you, they will have that privilege to have some discounted price. Instead of them paying up to this particular price, they will be discounted on it. Trust me, they'll be discounted as in on the price and everything like that. You can also as in share among your fellows, share among anybody that you know that it should be beneficial to. That's I have a particular learning space in which you have a structured learning there, hands-on experience A to Z, and also aside that, you also have that mentorship. Come learn with us. So I will enjoy us to do that also. Is there any other contribution, please? Hello. Okay.
Hello, sir. No contribution from me.
All right. No problem. Then mind us regarding this part of the program, that is for those of us that did 5 days challenge. We can also, there's also a window for us to pay 2 times, that is 2 times payments on this 150K. We can decide to as in pay maybe 100K upfront or 75K upfront and balance the remaining one. And the balancing loop, as in balancing window, is after a month. And another thing regarding it, whenever you click on the as in on the enroll now, you see some guidelines also. There's also a guarantee of 7 days back, as in money refunding, full refunding. If you find out that okay, after the first, let's say first week or first week of the program, because it's 7 days money back guarantee, you discover that okay, this program is not for me, or I'm not convenient with it, you can as in your money will be as in given to you back A to Z without the as in deducting anything. So the program is majorly focused on empowering you with the data analysis, as in data analysis skills that you are required of through hands-on and through a structured learning and mentorship, and through some robust community in which you learn from. So that's what that is all about. In case of no any question, for any one of us that is willing to willing to join, we can simply just as in leverage. Okay, there will be a form that will be sent to our WhatsApp group. Use the form, then you'll be mailed with your with your discounted price. Because when you click on this, you find out that it's, if I add this to cart, okay, it will bring some stuff like that. But for anybody that did his own challenge and submitted his tax, at least 2 of the 4 days challenge, they'll be given a discounted promo link or promo code. It will be sent personally to their email, so they can leverage that and use it to claim their spots. Thank you so much for believing in us to this time, and for you dedicating your time, because I really appreciate that, because everybody understood how this time is. Very tight schedules, busy schedules here and there and everything like that. But we still have that passion to pursue our goal, to pursue that dream in us that, okay, let's do something to improve our future. or let's do something to augment what we are already out, what we've already as in have. So I really appreciate all your time and your efforts. Thank you so much. See you in the group. Can we call it a day, please?
Thank you very much.
All right, all right, all right. You are really welcome.
Very much, sir.
Oh, you are really welcome.